Good afternoon, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. But before beginning, I would like to ask how many of you could replicate this piece of artwork? Anyone? None of us. Well, in the next 15 seconds, I'm about to give you the exact skills required to become a world-class artist. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready. Okay, but before that, how many of you could draw this piece of gray square? This solid piece of gray square? One. Anyone else? Two. More people than before, right? And if you could draw one piece of gray square, you could draw two pieces of gray square, 9 pieces of gray square, 16 pieces of gray square, and so on. The matter of the fact is, if you can draw one single gray square, you can draw multiples of them. And if you combine them, it forms into an artwork. So, you might be thinking that this is not real art. This is not how artists are made. But now let me introduce you to Chuck Close. Chuck Close is one of the highest paying artists who made his art using the exact same technique, which is he used to draw small shades of gray squares and then combine all of them, forming into a bigger piece of artwork. You know what separates us and achieving our most ambitious goals? It's not our talent. It's not the skills we possess, and it's definitely not our genetics, but it is how we view problems and how we solve them. So then, I would like to share a personal example with you. From kindergarten to middle school, I was a straight B- student. Not the best in school, not very good in sports as well. All my report cards used to say the same thing. That is, Pranav is a bright young boy, but he needs discipline. He needs more focus. And I got really worried about that. I wanted to make my Indian mother proud of me. Well, what my teachers and my mother did not know is that I wanted more focus and more discipline than they wanted it for me. So one day, I sat down to myself, and I was thinking, well, this time not only thinking and actually making small changes to my lifestyle. So what I did, I had this huge goal of reading 5 chapters of my physics textbook. And trust me when I say that 5 chapters were a huge deal to me. And then before sleeping, for the first week, I read 1 chapter of my physics textbook. Only 1 chapter, only 1 page, only 1 page every single day before sleeping for the first week. Then moving on to the second week, I slightly changed the number from 1 page to 2 pages. Now on the third week, I was reading 3 pages per night for the third week. And then so on, I did the same approach for the first 6 weeks. And trust me when I say that, in the 6th week, I completed the physics syllabus before my school even taught the students. And that was astonishing for me. But I applied this approach not only for physics, but for all my other subjects. This approach actually helped me to get into dream universities. I think I mastered it. So, well, moving on, not only in my school life, I tried thinking to apply this approach into my personal life as well. So my school used to be 1 hour away from my house. So every morning I used to spend 1 hour going to the school, and every evening I used to spend 1 hour coming to my home. So what I did is that the first 30 minutes of my journey, I started listening to business podcasts. I was really interested in business at the time. I still am. So I started listening to business podcasts about entrepreneurship, about soft skills like communication, leadership, organization, and stuff like that. So what I did is that on the 30 minutes, if you do some simple math, that's going to be 30 minutes per way, 1 hour per week, 1 hour per day, because I was traveling twice while coming back, and then that's going to make it 7 hours per week, 30 hours per month, and 360 hours per year. That is how much time I try to spend on listening to audiobooks and business podcasts. And you might be thinking, oh, you never went to school 360 days of the entire year. But well, when I did not go to school, then I just did some slight cardio while I was listening to these audiobooks. In some time, in a couple of months, I started realizing that I am actually gaining knowledge about business. Like, I can actually understand business technical terms now. I was finally able to assist my dad with his business meetings, and in fact, I was going on to business trips with him. Well, and this is how my journey started as an entrepreneur. I was able to start my startup, which is called VFast, and then every single time, I try to use the same approach. Whenever we have bigger problems, we try to divide them into smaller pieces of problems. Smaller doable problems, smaller doable issues, which are solvable. So we focus on one solvable issue, we solve one issue, and we move on to the next one, and the next one, and closely, no matter of time, all the problems are managed. I know in my life there's still a lot to learn, and I'm always open to new learning, but as Steve Jobs says, that a person who's crazy and ambitious enough to think that he can change the world, those people actually do change the world. Thank you so much. That is with my time.